Have you ever found yourself looking out the window, watching the day go by and wondering where all the energy went? It's funny, isn't it? We spend so much of our lives rushing, chasing, and then suddenly we find ourselves with more time, but sometimes less of the get up and go. Now, I'm not talking about slowing down in a bad way. I'm talking about that subtle shift, that little voice inside that says, maybe I don't need to push quite so hard anymore. You know that feeling when your body is telling you something, and if you listen, you realize that there are ways to enjoy this chapter of life even more? It's almost like your body is giving you a heads up, a gentle nudge, that there are changes we can make to truly savor these golden years. And wouldn't you know, there's even some science to back that up. Studies that show how letting go of certain daily struggles can actually lead to a happier, healthier, and longer life. It's not about giving up, it's about shifting gears, about prioritizing what truly matters. In this video, we're going to explore 6 daily struggles that, once you release them, can open up a whole new world of joy and peace. It's like clearing out the clutter in your attic. You find all sorts of treasures you'd forgotten about. And believe me, the treasures we're talking about are your well-being, your happiness, and your peace of mind. Let's start with the first thing many of us hold on to, and that's the struggle to control everything. You know, that feeling that if we don't micromanage every little detail, things will fall apart. We've spent decades building routines, managing families, and running households. It's natural to want to keep that sense of order. But here's the thing, after 70, it's often more rewarding to let go a little. Trust me, I know how hard that can be. We've built up these habits, these systems, and it feels like letting go is like letting go of the steering wheel on a winding road. But imagine this, you're planning a small get-together with your grandkids. Instead of stressing about every dish, every decoration, and every minute of the schedule, what if you let them help? Let them bring their favorite snacks. Let them set the table in their own creative way. You might be surprised at the joy you find in seeing their enthusiasm, in letting them take the lead. And more importantly, you'll find yourself with more energy to actually enjoy their company. It's not about giving up responsibility. It's about shifting it. It's about recognizing that you've earned the right to relax a bit, to trust that things will work out, even if they don't go exactly as planned. And you know, when you let go of that need for absolute control, something amazing happens. You discover a sense of freedom, a lightness that you might not have felt in years. You find that those little imperfections, those unexpected twists, can actually add a richness to your life that you never anticipated. Now, let's move on to our second struggle, and that's comparing yourself to others. It's so easy to do, isn't it? We scroll through social media or we hear about what our friends are doing and we start to think, am I doing enough? Am I living my life to the fullest? But here's the truth. Everyone's journey is different. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. You've lived a full life filled with unique experiences and challenges. You've built your own path, and that's something to be proud of. Think about it this way, comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples and oranges. They're both fruits, but they're completely different. You might admire someone's adventurous spirit, their constant travels, or their busy social life, but maybe your joy comes from quiet evenings at home, from tending your garden, or from spending quality time with your family. And that's just as valuable, just as fulfilling. Instead of focusing on what you think you're missing, focus on what you have. Celebrate your own unique strengths and passions. One of the best ways to stop comparing yourself is to focus on gratitude. Take a few minutes each day to appreciate the good things in your life, your health, your family, your home, your memories. Write them down in a journal or simply take a moment to reflect on them. You'll find that when you focus on what you have, you'll feel less inclined to compare yourself to others. You'll recognize that you're already living a rich and fulfilling life in your own special way. Now that we've covered the struggle to control everything and the struggle of comparing yourself to others, let's move on to the next struggle, and that is the struggle to live in the past. We all have those cherished memories, those moments that bring a smile to our face. It's wonderful to reminisce, to share stories with our loved ones, but sometimes we get so caught up in the past that we forget to appreciate the present. We dwell on what used to be, on what we've lost, and we miss out on the beauty of what's happening right now. Think of it like this. Your life is a book filled with chapters. Some chapters are filled with adventure, some with hardship, and some with quiet moments of joy. But each chapter is part of a larger story, and the story is still being written. You wouldn't want to keep reading the same chapter over and over, would you? You'd want to turn the page to see what happens next. One of the best ways to move forward is to find new ways to engage with the present. Try learning a new hobby, something you've always wanted to do but never had the time for. Maybe it's painting or woodworking or learning a musical instrument. Or perhaps it's as simple as spending more time in nature, enjoying the beauty of the changing seasons. The key is to find something that brings you joy, something that makes you feel alive in the present moment. It's also important to acknowledge and process any feelings of loss or regret. Don't try to bury them. Instead, find healthy ways to express them. Talk to a trusted friend or family member, write in a journal, or seek professional support if needed. By acknowledging your feelings, you'll be able to release them and move forward with a lighter heart. Remember, it's okay to miss the past, but it's also important to embrace the present and look forward to the future. Now, let's talk about another struggle that many of us face, especially as we get older: the struggle to avoid change. We've become comfortable with our routines, our habits, our way of life. Change can feel unsettling, even scary. But the truth is, change is a natural part of life, and embracing it, rather than resisting it, can actually bring us more joy and fulfillment. Think about the changes in technology, for example. It can be overwhelming to learn new gadgets, new apps, new ways of communicating, but these changes can also open up new worlds of connection and opportunity. Imagine being able to video chat with your grandkids who live far away, or to discover new hobbies and interests online. It might take a little effort, but the rewards can be immense. And it's not just about technology. It's about being open to new experiences, new friendships, new ways of thinking. Try attending a local community event, or joining a book club, or volunteering for a cause you care about. These experiences can enrich your life in ways you never imagined, and they can help you feel more connected to your community. The key is to approach change with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear. Remember, you've navigated many changes throughout your life, and you have the wisdom and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. Change can bring new opportunities, new friendships, and new ways to enjoy life. So, we've covered letting go of the need to control everything, the habit of comparing ourselves to others, living in the past, and avoiding change. Now let's dive into the next struggle, which is the struggle to neglect self-care. We spend so much time caring for others, our families, our friends, our communities, that we often forget to care for ourselves. But as we get older, self-care becomes even more important. It's not selfish, it's essential. It's about giving yourself the time and attention you need to thrive. Think of it like this: you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving and giving without replenishing your own energy, you'll eventually run out. And when you're depleted, you won't be able to care for others as effectively. So, prioritize your own well-being. What does self-care look like? It's different for everyone. It might be taking a warm bath, reading a good book, or going for a leisurely walk in the park. It could be practicing mindfulness or meditation, or simply taking a few moments to breathe deeply and relax. It's about listening to your body and giving it what it needs. And don't forget about physical self-care. Make sure you're eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, and staying active. Even small changes can make a big difference. Try adding a few servings of fruits and vegetables to your diet, or taking a short walk each day. And don't underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. It can work wonders for your energy and mood. Remember, self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessary. It's about honoring your own needs and recognizing that you deserve to feel good. When you prioritize self-care, you'll have more energy, more joy, and more to give to the people you love. And finally, let's address the last struggle, and that is the struggle to hold on to resentment and grudges. We all have moments of hurt, disappointment, and anger. Sometimes those feelings linger, festering into resentment and grudges. But holding on to these negative emotions only hurts us in the long run. It weighs us down, steals our joy, and prevents us from fully embracing the present. Think of resentment like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. The longer you carry it, the heavier it gets, and the more it drains your energy. Eventually, you'll realize that it's not worth the burden. Letting go of resentment is like taking off that backpack and feeling the lightness return to your shoulders. Forgiveness is key. It's not about condoning the other person's actions, it's about freeing yourself from the pain. It's about recognizing that holding onto anger only hurts you, and sometimes forgiveness means forgiving yourself for past mistakes or regrets. It's also important to set boundaries. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy or make you feel uncomfortable. Protect your peace of mind and prioritize your own well-being. You've earned the right to live a life free from unnecessary stress and negativity. So, to summarize, the 6 daily struggles that the happiest people over 70 let go of are the struggle to control everything, comparing yourself to others, living in the past, avoiding change, neglecting self-care, and holding on to resentment and grudges. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in your health and happiness. It's about shifting your mindset, prioritizing your well-being, and embracing the joy of each day. You've lived a full life, and you deserve to enjoy these golden years to the fullest. I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. What struggles have you let go of? What changes have brought you more joy? Let's create a community of support and inspiration. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Now, let's get down to some brass tacks. We've talked about these struggles, but how do we actually let go of them? It's not always as simple as flipping a switch. It takes time, effort, and a little bit of patience. So let's explore some practical advice to help you on your journey. Many people ask, where do I even start? That's a great question, and the simplest approach is often the best. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Choose one struggle that resonates with you the most and focus on that. For example, if you struggle with control, start by letting go of one small decision each day. Maybe let someone else choose the restaurant for dinner, or allow a family member to plan an outing. Notice how it feels to relinquish that control and celebrate the positive outcomes. Another common question is, how do I stop comparing myself to others, especially with social media? This is a big one. Social media can be a highlight reel showing only the best moments of people's lives. Remember that what you see online is often not the whole story. One of the most effective strategies is to limit your social media use. Set specific times to check it and then log off. Fill that extra time with activities that bring you joy and fulfillment in the real world. Focus on your own journey, your own accomplishments, and your own unique path. And what about letting go of the past? Many of us wrestle with regrets or painful memories. The key here is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't dwell on them. If you find yourself getting stuck in the past, try redirecting your focus to the present. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Spend time with loved ones and focus on the good things in your life right now. Sometimes it also helps to write down your feelings in a journal or talk to a trusted friend or therapist. When it comes to avoiding change, remember that change can be an opportunity for growth. Instead of resisting new things, try approaching them with curiosity. Take a class, learn a new skill, or explore a new hobby. Start small and celebrate each step forward. You might surprise yourself with what you discover. Self-care is another area where many people struggle. It's easy to put ourselves last. But remember, self-care is not selfish. It's essential for your well-being. Schedule self-care activities into your day just like you would any other important appointment. It could be as simple as taking a 15-minute walk, reading a book, or enjoying a cup of tea in peace. Find what nourishes you and make it a priority. Finally, how do we let go of resentment and grudges? This can be one of the most challenging struggles, but it's also one of the most liberating. Forgiveness is a process, not an event. It takes time and effort. Start by acknowledging your feelings, but don't let them consume you. Try to see things from the other person's perspective, if possible. And remember, forgiveness is ultimately for yourself. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. I also want to address a common concern about staying active after 70. Many people worry about overdoing it or getting injured. The key is to listen to your body and find activities you enjoy, Walking, swimming, yoga, and Tai Chi are all great options. Start slowly and gradually increase the intensity and duration as you get stronger. And always check with your doctor before starting any new exercise program. I encourage you to share your own tips and strategies in the comments below. What has worked for you in letting go of these struggles? What advice would you give to others? Let's learn from each other and support each other on this journey. Now that we've covered these crucial aspects, let's wrap things up with a final message of encouragement and a call to action. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like and share it with your friends and family. Sharing this information can help more people discover these tips and improve their lives. We're all in this together, and by supporting each other, we can create a community of well-being and positivity. I want to encourage you to take one simple step today. Choose one of the struggles we discussed and commit to letting go of it, even in a small way. Maybe it's deciding to delegate a task, or taking a few minutes to practice mindfulness, or simply writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Whatever it is, take that first step. You'll be amazed at the difference it can make. And remember, this is a journey, not a race. There will be good days and bad days, moments of progress and moments of setbacks. Be patient with yourself and celebrate every small victory. You've lived a long and rich life, and you have the wisdom and resilience to navigate whatever comes your way. In our next video, we'll explore ways to keep your memory sharp as you age. We'll delve into practical tips and strategies to maintain cognitive health, so you can continue to enjoy all the wonderful moments life has to offer. So, stay tuned for that. Remember, age is just a number, and your health and happiness depend on the habits you build daily. By letting go of these daily struggles, you're creating space for more joy, more peace, and more fulfillment in your life. You deserve to live these golden years with a light heart and a clear mind. I want to leave you with this: you are strong, you are capable, and you are worthy of happiness. Embrace this chapter of your life with open arms and savor every precious moment. Here's to living your best life at any age. Thank you for being here.